Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my Crunchyroll Funimation discussion. Now, I decided to make a video on this because it kind of dovetails what was going on with my video game ownership discussion, i.e. mainly how we own digital things, wherein we really don't. And in my thumbnail, I've got Outlaw Star here because Funimation and it's physical. So, I started learning recently about what is going on shenanigan-wise with Crunchyroll and Funimation. Now, granted, I knew that they were merging, but the things started kind of bearing out, and it's like, this is not a good precedent for what's going on. And it's even a scarier precedent because Sony owns Crunchyroll. And if they start doing this for these kind of services, we have already seen them do this kind of stuff with the Discovery shows as well, that they had to back off from. But what's going on is that Funimation is ceasing to exist with its app and services, and any digital purchases you made of any anime shows will not transfer or carry over. So that just proves that you don't own those digital things, which isn't right. If you purchase something digitally, you should be able to own it and transfer it to any kind of service possible. It needs to be that. Otherwise, it's just a license and you just rent it until corporations eat each other and decide, hey, guess what? Fuck you. You didn't buy it, you didn't pay for it, you don't own it. It's like, that's not cool. I like having the physical kind of things. I like being able to own something. You know what I mean? Like, there should be a safety in owning a digital product. It shouldn't be that we are at the whims of, oh, you might have a good kind of relationship with like a Steam or whatnot, but what happens if a mega corporation decides to buy them? And I'm not talking about just that Steam will just hold out and everything. I know this is kind of weird because I'm going more of the video game route at this point, but it's a kind of example that I can be like, okay, because we've now consolidated to the point that Crunchyroll is the main one. Sure, Netflix does as well, but it's more that kind of amorphous distribution rights and everything. And the thing is, I'm talking about it because I love anime. And if it starts getting to the point where we just get consolidated to one source for anime, which is almost what they're attempting to do with Crunchyroll, and then up the prices as well, it's like, hey, guess what? If you subscribe to Funimation, your shit's going up too, price-wise. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you're not going to have any other shows that you digitally bought. That's wrong. That's fucked up. And it's like, hey, if you've got all this money, you make all the rules. That's not how this should work. Like, if you buy a product and you pay for that product, you should own that product. I feel like I'm going crazy because now we've, like, these could just be licenses, and I mean, shit, I remember this kind of service that there would be these destructible DVDs, like, you only had a certain amount of time to watch them before they fucking self-destructed. What if, almost like Mission Impossible, but they would, like, degrade to be unusable. What if that kind of happens with these, and then you're unable to get these, and it just goes to a subscription service, where you have to keep paying, they just keep doing weird shit with content, and sometimes they'll just disappear your content. And then you're just like, why am I subscribed to this thing? The subscription model is stupid. It works for certain things, but it should not work for everything. Certain softwares you should just be able to buy outright and use and get updates and everything. Like, there's other things, but not everything should be a subscription service where you guess and it's just a rental and an amorphous timeline that is just beholden to it by what's going on by a corporation's dictates and whims. Back with the Steam thing, what if they just decide to take them and be like, fuck you, you don't own any of this shit. Like hostile takeover, anything like that. It's like, that's crazy because now you don't have those anime that you paid for, which is wrong. There needs to be better digital rights on these kind of things, and I wanted to kind of talk about this because It's not right that they lost that kind of stuff and decided to increase the stuff on what's going on with the service. It's just like, oh great, because it then goes up to pretty much like 100 a year. It's like, what the fuck? Because that's the thing that's kind of scary of like everything just going to pretty much, you just have to keep paying, keep buying. You have to keep buying the same things over and over again to be able to utilize them or see them or watch them. Now, changing the formats, I understand that. It's okay, fine. But then being to a thing of like, pay me in perpetuity forever for this one thing. That's stupid. It makes no business sense. I mean, you then bilk the fucking shit out of people and then it's going to just kill the market. It's greed beyond any other kind of thing that would be sustainable by any kind of system possible. And just to see it going on with the anime, and then also to video games as well, and having the potential for Sony to be like, oh, we're doing this with anime, let's see what we do with the other kind of things. That's like, no, 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 please. I don't like that. I hope that we learn from this and other things kind of shake out, that we get better regulations, maybe even legislation involved with this, because if it gets to a point that you'll own nothing and be happy, I mean, I've seen that with the memes before, but like, streaming should like introduce you to kind of things and then you just find them and you buy them and you support them. You know? And that was the cool thing about rentals and demos. So that way, if you were hesitant on anything, you could go and you could check it out and work it out. And be like, oh, okay, I'm into this. I want to buy this. I want to collect this. I want to support the people that produce it. Not because it just goes to it. It's like, does that increase in Crunchyroll go to the people that make these things? Or does it just go to pretty much the usual kind of top people? It was just really kind of crazy if it's like, hey, here's what you kind of wanted to talk about with videos. Like, oh, okay. And there's like, hey, guess what? Fuck me with the anime. It's like, god damn it. I mean, I'm at a point in my life where I can like try and build up my anime collections. I'm going through and getting some different kind of series, some older kind of series that I really fucking loved and are able to like watch again in a newer kind of format and all that. And it's just like, yeah. And it's like, oh, even if you did this digitally. Now granted, I've always been hesitant on digital for these kind of reasons. I don't think that the best kind of system is you get digital and you get physical. And you go on based on your preference. The preference shouldn't be that you own neither and they're just ephemeral pieces of shit that the corporation can just take from you at any point in time. It should be, do I want to collect these things or do I just want to own them and have them stored in a different kind of way? That's it. It should just be what you want to store it as. Do you want to have a cool thing to show off your Outlaw Star and your Super Mario Brothers? Or do you not really care about that with your game, but you still want to play it anyway and make sure that you don't overcrowd your space or whatnot? Those are the only things that should be really factored into the consideration, other than, I'm going to buy this and hope that I don't get fucked over at any point in the future. That should never... That's the insanity of this shit. I hate that. And that's the thing, because now Crunchyroll has more of the anime. They've got like One Piece and all that. Demon Slayer. My Hero Academia. A lot of the ones. I mean, I'm going through... I actually built up my collection for One Piece, and I'm going to be watching those because I wanted physically to collect it. Because I'm like, this fucking... I'm like, I saw it on the streaming, and I'm like, this fucking thing grabbed me. And then I'm like, I'm getting to a point where Netflix isn't having them in, so I'm going to do this. And I got it. And I'm like, well, ain't you a bag of assholes. So, we have to see and watch this. We'll have to just keep vigilant. Make sure you know your consumer rights. Fight for them. I know it's kind of weird. I'm not trying to, like, go nutty doodah or whatnot, but there are consumer rights that are involved, and it's not right that these people bought these digitally on Funimation, and then, I mean, even if they did it after they heard about the merger, they shouldn't be screwed over because of it being merged and them being like, nah, we're not gonna honor your shit. That's not right. So hopefully we get something good to come out of this at some point. So, those are my opinions on the whole situation. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Yeah. And what do you think can be done, or what are your views on the situation? Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.